Thanks for coming in, man. No worries, man. I really do.
No worries at all. Trying to get some practice in.
Yeah, we just found out about this fucking thing.
So I saw the request come in for a static. I don't remember what the date was on it.
Yeah.
And then, like, as soon as I saw I don't usually read every chat message.
Yeah.
Like, if it was like called out or if it was directly to me, I would read it. Like, oh shit. I guess I'm gonna get that done. And that's the last. I had to get more made.
No shit.
I just put 5 more on order.
Okay. So, how much we owe you?
It's already been paid for so far.
Okay.
But the total is 140.
Okay.
That's
So
what it is for the
Okay. So, me and the commander can split it half.
There's still money in the box,
kidding?
so I'm not worried about that. Because like I said, I just ordered. I've already got 10 swords still, but I need to order 10 more blacks to go with it.
So we got new CMCOs in, so we gotta get it.
So yeah, there's that too. Well,
So you get the storage in an area you do maintenance, but I was in fact I was not and I'm not so I did have a conversation with my team before yesterday and let them know, like, hey, here is what these are the cars that we get done to you. There are some of my best technicians that I have in my shop. They'll get it done turned. You're already going to be on the line. You're going to have to be diligent and make sure that you are making this coordination with all the officers and resource. These days, I can't afford to go my phone. Shit, right? But it better be out there. They have full-time supplies and stuff. That's one thing. It's about the diversity of their expertise. That's a total just marketing. So check free. And I said, now while those guys are out here, they don't be able to start those little bit, ask the questions, we'll talk to the flight chiefs, talk to the board chiefs, and find out what's the best way to get this thing to turn faster.
You get that thing? So I got something wrong with my fucking
Operators.
They just started.
He'll have a listing for data about tomorrow, so they'll be fine. They won't be the first stuff, and they'll have to work itself through the chief, I can assure you that.
Yeah, 6 months.
Definitely not. So it's like, so just like, right, and just like, pumped up.
But yeah, no, I already got the good approval. Just waiting for the one. Once in my mind.
That's good. Oh, yeah, it's just sort of a fight for you. Here's still your Lucky Charms. You ever be Lucky Charms? I know he was at Ellsworth. 28? 28? In the double quarters. I don't you know, yeah, that chance. Don't you know, talented and stuff. In the It's a lot. Yesterday afternoon. So it was good. And now you guys just awesome job on that. Shout out to those guys. All right, I think I'm gonna go reach into the tumble dodge and go grab me a cookie, man. I need some sweet.
I'm trying to get some food. I'm like, I'm waiting on my shit.
Oh,
I'm about to go over there and be like, I ordered this almost an hour ago. He said, we're running long.
Yeah, talk to him, and she says whatever we need to hook you up. Because that was really sweet. What's up, man? See you in a while. It's been a little bit. Trying to make it.
Because I'm not doing it. Step over. Here you go. She'll be fine. Just leave her. She'll be fine. Just give her a minute. I'm gonna stand back up and be like, where are we at? Stumble forward.
Head five. When
I don't know. That's what I'm saying, man.
wait until he finishes
Pretty
the
thirsty,
order
man.
and come up. You know, because the start fight for production components and parts, yeah, supply chief, present shadow box, all day long. Then, yeah, it was whether it's turn. I like you by start five, and then it was like 30 seconds. It's my turn. Alright, so we'll get that. So he'll just let him finish that paragraph, and then he's gonna go into the spiel of the shadow box, history. He's gonna do that while the shadow box. Good, seamless. Ready for yours? Yeah, we're all talking about stuff. Yeah, absolutely.
Not yet.
Yeah, yeah.
Not yet. Not yet.
You're done. Yeah. Movie for the weekend.
Or some ketchup. I don't care. Put some bad eggs. Italian soup.
Have you tried this?
There's some onion on this.
This is about how much expectation
Just almost like we're taking it really good. So it's fine. That's a burger. Curry bread minus the flour.
That's it was bad. Hey, yo, like I'm supposed to park. Oh, that was training. I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna go with it.
They said to fill I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I told him, I said, I feel like that's the last one. No. Yeah, so my aunt comes, so my aunt comes back to I'm already have her organized.
I saw she was feeling and then it was so sensitive. Yeah, I mean, this is what I'm used to. It doesn't hurt.
I'm not that bad. First base and my face.
Say if you want to go down there.
That's
I don't know if it's your personal. It's personal.
That was spring for him. That really was. That's my Hi, guy. We're ready.
I went last week and they were Yep.
Oh, yes, it goes. Thank you.
Oh, so much
Oh, no, I'm seeing you that. Hey, Jerry, you see that little smile? There we go. Yeah. I took a gander today too because you and I came in and we went apart. I was like, dang, yeah,
Okay.
And then when I got promoted, I was like, whoops, I'm running.
Okay. I will. Thank you so much.
So now, congrats. Today's here. Chaplain.
Thanks for coming. Yep. Perfect. That's you in the animal center. I'm sure you've done that already. Yeah. Flags are going to depart.
Okay.
Once the flags get to the rear of the room,
Okay.
that's when we'll do the swap out.
Okay.
The invocation.
Okay, so he's, yeah, got it. Okay. So I'll swap with him.
Just wait till the flag.
Got it.
Okay. Have it departed.
Good. I appreciate that instruction, yeah. No, because sometimes they'll sneak it up as they're walking by.
You're like, hey,
I'll-
excuse me.
I'll chill out, yeah. I'll chill out.
Thanks, sir.
All right, good. Sorry. I did, you're way back. I'd say that. So
This feels weird.
The ATM, I'm like, wow, that's a department over here.
Is there water back there yet? That's cool.
Or you ever had any post-soup chat? Like, coach with them, like, freaking out? I'd be like this. Oh, sir, it's literally 3 in the morning. There ain't no way you're doing tomorrow. Every time that that shit happens, I'll come back. Yeah, Chacon, defuse the situation. I'm like, okay, bro, I wasn't on flight service before. Now I don't know how you track that shit all the way back. He's like, I got it. First, you come in here and you march out everywhere. Like, hey, this work when you go to work on Sunday. This for 346 cross cam. I think I hated cross cams more than home cams. Bro, what? Especially like when I first started this, I used to march for a long jet. Huh? Good. I didn't agree. I would have acted like I had a heart attack if they did.
Oh, yeah, came in the office this week, that's where they're marked. You still want wings?
Really no. Yeah, I did that. Yeah, I feel like it's
Just because you change your stand up, that's all I see.
Good
Do
call.
we need to sit in these two seats?
No, it's all okay. Just these two.
Oh yeah.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Staff Sergeant Ty Henderson, and I'll be your narrator for today's ceremony. It is my privilege to welcome you to the retirement ceremony honoring Master Sergeant Clayton Michael's 21 years of distinguished service to the United States Air Force. At this time, please ensure our electronic devices are silenced or turned off. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the arrival of the official party and remain standing for the posting of the colors by the men and women of the 35th Fighter Wing Honor Guard followed by the singing of the national anthem by Airman Matthew Mendez and an invocation from Chaplain Glenn Farley.
Present the colors.
Stand by. Colors. Attention. Hood. Right shoulder. Arms. Colors. Ready. Cut. Forward. Arch. Colors. Hold. Present. Arms. Kimi ga Iowa Chioni Chioni Sazare Ishino Iwa Otonarite Koke no Musu Made. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the rampart we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Or arms. Colors. Colors turn. Arch.
Dear God, we gather together today to honor and celebrate Master Sergeant Clayton Michael. We honor Master Sergeant Michael's 21 years of service as a maintainer in the world's greatest Air Force. We celebrate Master Sergeant Michael's accomplishments, his ability to meet the challenge and persevere again and again and again. We acknowledge the sacrifices of him and his family, the blood, the sweat, the toil, and tears. God, we are so thankful for his parents traveling the 6,000 miles across the Pacific from Riverside, California to Misawa, Japan, to be here for this special occasion. We pray for the well-being of all present, and may all safely return home when this celebration concludes. We ask for future blessings of prosperity in the real estate investment management that Master Sergeant Michael will transition into. Master Sergeant Michael, may you and your family be bathed in God's love. May you feel the satisfaction of a job so very well done. Blessings to you and your family. Godspeed, happy retirement. Amen.
Thank you, Honor Guard, Airman Mendez, and Chaplain Farley. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Today we celebrate a time-honored tradition, a military retirement ceremony, to recognize Master Sergeant Clayton Michael for his 21 years of military service in the United States Air Force. The retirement ceremony is one of the oldest and most traditional ceremonies in the United States military, honoring members as they retire from long and honorable careers of faithful service to our nation. This formal ceremony will leave Master Sergeant Michael and his family a tangible expression of appreciation of their contributions throughout the years, and reinforce the bond demonstrated in his uninterrupted membership as part of the United States Air Force family, even in retirement. Let us take a moment to acknowledge special guests attending today's retirement ceremony. Presiding official, Commander, 35th Maintenance Squadron, Major Matthew Pardini. Master Sergeant Michael's immediate family, his wife, Staff Sergeant Angelique Michael, their son Colton, and his parents, David and Orlinda. Chief Enlisted Lee. We'd also like to welcome all the commanders, chiefs, first sergeants, and the men and women of the 35th Fighter Wing, with a special welcome to the members of the 35th Maintenance Squadron. Major Matthew Pardini, will you please come forward for your remarks?
Thank you. Afternoon, everybody. How you guys doing? Good. Good? I'm great. Yeah. It's a good day. There's a lot of jealousy, I'm sure. But, I know it's bittersweet as well. So, first of all, Airman Mendez, Chaplain, thank you guys for starting us off right. Thank you guys for doing this. Not easy to do to get up here, so I'm gonna try my best. Here we go. Sergeant Clayton, thanks for asking me to do this to celebrate your stellar 21-year career. So today I get the opportunity and the honor of walking through that. So you don't have to tell your war stories. I'll tell them all here for you. David and Darlena, thank you guys so much for traveling all the way out here from California. I know you said you wouldn't miss it for the world, and you can say a lot of things, but proving it traveling that far is a whole other thing. So thank you guys. And then I know no matter how rambunctious he was as a kid, I know he joined when he was a little bit older, but if he was ever difficult, I'm sure despite those difficulties, it's not like you were excited to kick him out. You weren't excited for him to go to possibly to war, right? In 2004, we were at war. So thank you guys for doing that almost 21 years ago. Angie, thank you so much for being here. Thanks for taking care of Clayton. I'm sitting on the wall. I didn't realize that you guys were connected, but then, I should. It's very, it's the same last name, but now I recognize probably why he's so good now. And I don't know how good he was 6 years ago, but I'm giving you all the credit for the last 6 years. And then Colton, you may not fully understand why we're here today, but hopefully this is a sign that you're going to get more time with your dad. No more long shifts, no more swings, switching to mid, switching to back to days. Get some more time with Pops. So we are here today to celebrate, like I talked about, the 21-year career of a skilled fuels technician. He wore many other hats during his time here, in the Air Force. 5 different bases, 5 deployments, and then countless TDYs and exercises. He learned a lot of different airframes. It's not like he just stuck on the F-16. He's worked big airplanes, and we'll go through all those. But he was also FTD NCOIC, an instructor. He was a FOD monitor as they brought in one of our newest airplanes, and then he was also Pro Super here, where most of you guys know him from, Pro Super here at Misawa. So, how it all started, so, excuse me, 2004, he was signed up to be a meteorologist, looking up at the clouds, sticking his finger up in the air, trying to guess the wind. After about 10 months, he was like, this is for the birds. Like, I'm tired of waiting. I want to go join. I want to go do what I feel like I'm called to do. So he went down to the recruiter and said, let me know what you have. And they said, security forces. And he knew well enough not to do that. And then they offered him fuel systems. He's like, that sounds cool. And thinking of how cars work, like, there's a tank, there's a pump, there's some lines, carburetor if you got an old car, but not much to it. It should be super simple. Obviously, not true. Very difficult. So he signed up, and that's how we got him in our Air Force today. So he shipped off to basic training in 2004, did his basic training time, and then Shepherd, and then he started off at Edwards Air Force Base working B-1s, B-52s, F-15s, 16s, 22s, 135s, and T-38s. So part of this, my research for doing this is going through EPRs. Your EPRs are stellar. I'm going to use the word like Firewall 5 throughout this. It's kind of an old term, but just understand it means that he was kicking tail and doing great things for the younger folks. Talked about how he's a hard worker, a good mechanic, and then mature, phenomenal admin. I don't usually see that in maintenance EPVs or EPRs, that admin was a skill that you had, but so thanks for bringing that into the fight at Edwards. When I signed his EPB this last year, I didn't know that it was his last EPR that he would ever have. Had I known that, I might have tried to like do some sort of story arc and tie it all up nice, but I didn't. But it's funny how it worked out. Basically, like I did look at it. It talked about how you, prolific performer with unlimited potential. So obviously you proved the unlimited potential throughout your career. You are standing here today. There's airmen out here that have learned what they know, what they have in their skulls because of you. So I think you've proved that. But the prolific leadership is still echoed today. When your last EPB says that you're constantly called upon in many facets across the maintenance community for your skills and for your temperament and for your ability to teach others. So he did great things at Edwards, many facets. The job, he learned a lot of different airplanes. He got to see a lot of different airplanes that nobody will ever see. F-15 with canards. He got to see new stuff that probably nobody ever did see. You just happened to see it on the flight line when you shouldn't have. All the crazy stuff they have out there. So finished his time at Edwards and went over to Mountain Home to work 15 Cs, Ds, and Es. Again, Firewall 5 EPRs, talking about self-starter, displays endless dedication. He fixed a lot of aircraft while he was at Mountain Home. I attribute that to the fact that the F-15 breaks a lot, but he loves it. Just like everybody else that I've ever met that worked the F-15s, they have Stockholm Syndrome, and they love that airplane. During that time, he deployed to Kunsan and to Kuwait, going to back to both theaters. And that's also where he put on Staff Sergeant, and he won the 12th Air Force Maintenance Professional of the Year Award. He's smart. If you haven't met him, hopefully you're not here, you've never met this guy before. But he is a very, very smart guy, and it's littered throughout his EVBs. But during that time, he won the John L. Levito Award at ALS with a 99.2 GPA, and then he crushed a 7-level test with a 93%. They don't do 7-level tests anymore, right? It's not a thing of the past. They still do 7-level tests?
It's been a long time.
I don't think so. But you crushed it. And then you also ensured that other people took their CDC seriously as a UTM, and the scores that you have throughout your EPB just proved that you didn't just care about your own well-being, you brought others up with you. So you moved from Mountain Home over to Travis, working on the C5, the C-17, and the 135. So back to California, where the family is. Not exactly, because it's a big state, but the same one. Again, Firewall 5 EPRs, deployed to Al Dhafra, UAE fighting the war on terror, and then forward deployed to Oman. Lots of fuels fixes. Again, those airplanes like to break. I had a friend who flew C5s, and she said flying a C5 is like flying a Walmart. So I assume that's like fixing a fuel system on a Walmart, which probably shouldn't be on there and leaks like shit. So then you moved up the theoretical ranks from instructor to NCOIC, and then production supervisor while you're doing the FTD gig. And then, so overseeing 21 maintenance instructors, doing 67 aircraft courses. He also moved up the literal ranks at Travis, where he was selected from the rank of Master Sergeant while he was there. He continued with his desire for higher learning, and he completed 2 CCAFs while I was there, both, again, with 4.0 GPAs. Then he moved on to Ellsworth. All of these EPRs said exceeds most, if not all, expectations. During his time, he led the fuel section through the difficult B-1 bomb, to repair the difficult B-1 bomber. And it's also where I got to see Chief Simon's name on one of his EPRs, which was kind of cool. You know, seeing that connection, because it is a small Air Force. And he wrote all good things in there, so it was good. So then he continued to progress. You moved up the ranks up to accessories flight chief, and then you led your airmen many awards, BTZ wins. Again, where you show up, people continue to win, and it's echoed throughout your records. Then he moved up to the bomb wing to be the fog monitor, which is not standard for fuels guys, right? Usually it's an engine guy. So they must obviously recognize something in you that they needed and wanted to exploit. And I think it was probably the fact that you're a go-getter and you're smart. So they used his capabilities to bring on the newest bomber in over 20 years, bringing on the B-21, excuse me, getting ready structurally, everything across the base, being that expert that the wing relied on to ensure that onboarding happened correctly. Last and most importantly, not least, this is where he married his better half, Angie. As a smart and driven person in her own right, they joined forces, and I assume this is where he finally got his kick in the pants to finish his degree and got his bachelor's, so continuing that education. So I'm giving you credit for that too, ma'am. But was on the dean's list and cum laude awards. So Ellsworth brings him here to Misawa. We were talking the other day, he told me that Misawa is his favorite base. He loves the job that he does, he loves our airmen, he loves being in Japan. They spent the last 2 weeks taking his parents around, showing him all the things that he enjoyed about the country. He would absolutely stay here and continue being in the Air Force if he could, but he recognizes, like all of us, that eventually our time comes to an end and we don't always get to pick our next job. And I think it was that kind of concern that maybe that next thing might be something you don't want to do, allowed you to make a decision to just follow Angie around, be the stay-at-home dad and live the dream that we're all looking at. So. If you guys obviously know, you guys are here, but he's done great things for our production office and to ensure we get it right. Most importantly, we have a big squadron. I don't get phone calls in the middle of the night for production stuff. Never once have I been concerned that production is going to be the issues that we're going to have. We have a phenomenal team, and since my time here, Michael has been that backbone, consistently keeping us forward and keeping sure that, despite the differences we might have with FGSs or LRS or whoever might be, remaining that mature person in the background, just keeping the mission forward, excuse me. So yeah, don't get phone calls because of other commanders. I'll get phone calls from Colonel Long, and I know that's because of you, so thank you. Okay, so my last part of what I get to do today, so that's his whole career, so present day, what I get to do also, say the things that he probably won't say about himself just because he's a humble guy. So again, he's smart. He doesn't want just to do the 80% or get it enough just to get by. He works hard to understand why things work the way they do and push others around him to get there. With airplanes, we talk about fire and forget weapons. What ops needs is a weapon that they can tag onto an enemy, fire it, and then go kill another enemy. Sergeant Michael is absolutely that guy. He does that for our production office. I know he does that for our squadron. So thank you for being that fire and forget weapon. throughout your career, but definitely the time that we got to work together. And then last, I got this from Sergeant Quimby, and this means a lot to me, you know, from being schoolhouse, but he calls you a producer, and that's a big deal at the schoolhouse. Being a producer is part of the 6 things that we look for when we look for the ideal candidate. So for him to say that you were absolutely a producer is a big deal. So thank you for being that. And I know Mike Quimby not the easiest person to work for all the time, so the fact that you impressed him is awesome too. So last thing is that, you know, when veterans talk, they don't talk about the time that they had a difficult FFP they had to replace, or they don't talk about you know, the time that they had to R-square a tire. They talk about the people that they got to work with. They talk about the people that were by their sides when they were working through the hard things. You have been that person for our airmen. So whether it's the, what's it called, the Michael drawing time? Is that?
Picture time.
Picture time, okay. Making our airmen smarter by not just telling them, go learn, get a book, you know, be smarter, bring them in, outfolding the diagrams, the schematics, and showing them, oh, this is how the signal works. And taking that time to make our airmen better is absolutely helped us, but also that's what memories that those airmen are gonna have when they retire. They're gonna remember the person that helped them to get to wherever they end up in their career, and it's gonna be your face when they look at it. One of the last things I'll say, you are absolutely, you made us bigger by 1, because we're the biggest. You definitely helped make us the baddest, but most importantly, you made us the best. So thank you for doing that. And I'm absolutely proud to have served with you. So Mr. and Mrs. Michael, 20 years ago, you guys gave them to us. We're giving them back. A little less hair, a little dinged up, and we didn't keep the receipt, so we'll have to figure out the refund later. But thank you guys for being here. Again, Clayton, thank you for asking me to do this. It's absolutely an honor to serve with you and then be here with you today. So good luck and Godspeed.
Thank you, Major Party. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the presentation of the Meritorious Service Medal. Attention to orders. This is to certify that the President of the United States of America, authorized by Executive Order 16 January 1969, has awarded the Meritorious Service Medal to Master Sergeant Clayton J. Michael. Master Sergeant Clayton J. Michael distinguished himself in the performance of outstanding service to the United States as Production Superintendent, 35th Maintenance Squadron, 35th Maintenance Group, 35th Fighter Wing, Misawa Air Base, Japan. During this period, Sergeant Michael directed maintenance for PACAF's largest squadron of 546 people, maintenance professionals, where he showcased the wing's ace capabilities, overseeing the deployment of 26 pallets across 7 organizations, 4 spokes, resulting in 2 members being recognized by the Secretary of Defense. Additionally, at Exercise Balikatan, Sergeant Michael led 45 personnel across 10 AFSCs, directing 42 repairs. His leadership produced and generated 304 sorties, being successful interoperability with 4 joint nations, earning him Squadron Maintenance Professional of the Quarter. Finally, Sergeant Michael was faced with 2 fracture-critical, non-mission capable aircraft, where he coordinated with engineers, expediting the first ever deployment level canopy longeron repair in just 4 days. At a deployed location, delivering 18 exercise, harm, shoot live munition drops, and unabated return to home station. The singular distinctive accomplishments, Sergeant Michael reflects great credit upon himself and the United States Air Force. Please remain standing for the publishing of the retirement order.
Publish the order.
Special order number AC013942, Master Sergeant Clayton J. Michael, effective 31 October 2024, you're relieved from active duty from the 35th Maintenance Squadron, Misawa Air Base, Japan. You are retired effective 1 November 2024 after 21 years of active service per Air Force Instruction 363212, in grade of Master Sergeant. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Oh, I overstepped. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. At this time, airmen from the 35th Honor Guard will perform flag holding ceremony in honor of my Master Sergeant service and retirement. For more than 200 years, the American flag has been a symbol of our nation's unity, as well as a source of pride and inspiration for millions of citizens. Born on June 14, 1777, the Second Continental Congress determined that the flag of the United States be 13 stripes along between 7 red and 6 white, and that the union of 13 stars, white and a blue field, representing a new constellation. Between 1777 and 1960, the shape and design of the flag has evolved into the flag represented before you today. The 13 horizontal stripes represent the original 13 colonies, while the stars represent the 50 states of the Union. The color of the flags are symbolic as well. Red symbolizes hardiness, and valor. White signifies purity and innocence, and blue represents vigilance, perseverance, and justice. Traditionally, a symbol of liberty, the American flag has carried the message of freedom and inspired Americans both at home and abroad. In 1814, Francis Scott Keyes was moved at seeing the stars and stripes waving after the British shell in Baltimore's Fort McHenry, that he wrote the words to the Star-Spangled Banner. In 1892, the flag inspired Francis Belknap to write the Pledge of Allegiance, our most famous flag salute and patriotic oath. In July 1969, the American flag was flown in space when Neil Armstrong planted it on the surface of the moon. Today our flag flies on constellations across Air Force satellites that circle our globe, and all the thin flashes of our aircraft in harm's way in every corner of the world. Indeed, it flies in every heart of every American who serves in our great nation. The sun never sets on our Air Force, nor the flag we so proudly cherish. Since 1776, no generation of Americans has been spared the responsibility of defending freedom. Today's Americans remain committed to preserving the freedom that others won for us and generations to come. By displaying the flag and giving a distinctive fold, we show respect to the flag and express our gratitude to those individuals who fought and continue to fight for freedom, at home and abroad. Since the dawn of the 20th century, airmen have proudly flown the flag in every major conflict and lands and skies around the world. It is their responsibility, our responsibility, to continue to protect and preserve the rights and privileges and freedoms that we as Americans enjoy today. The United States flag represents who we are. It stands for freedom we all share and the pride and patriotism we all feel for our country. We cherish its legacy, the beacon of hope to one and all. Long may it wave.
Master Sergeant Clayton Michael, on behalf of the 35th English Line, your friends and your family, I present you this flag in recognition of your 21 years of faithful service in the United States Air Force.
Every retiree receives a special retirement pin as a memento of their active duty service. At this time, we invite Sergeant Michael's wife, Angelique, to come forward and present Master Sergeant Michael with his retirement pin to symbolize the transition from active duty to retired status.
Ow!
There it is. Yeah.
Along with the retirement order, Master Sergeant Michael has earned a certificate of retirement from General Charles Q. Brown, from the Air Force Chief of Staff, and Colonel Michael P. Richard, Commander, 35th Fighter Wing. Certificate reads, this presentation of certification from the Armed Forces of the United States of America to all who shall see these presenting, greetings. This is to certify that Master Sergeant Clayton J. Michael, having served faithfully and honorably, was retired from the United States Air Force on the first duty day of November 2024. Signed, Generals Charles Q. Brown, Air Force Chief of Staff, and Colonel Michael P. Richard, Commander, 35th Fighter Wing. Lastly, we have a certificate of appreciation from Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force for Sergeant Michael. Certificate reads, this presentation of certification from the Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force, I'm proud to join my friends and your family in congratulating you on your retirement from the United States Air Force. Master Sergeant Clayton J. Michael, the achievements and contributions you've made throughout your career and indicative for the core values of our grateful service. Your retirement is well deserved, but your selfless contributions will surely be missed. On behalf of all airmen, thank you for your faithful devotion to serve our nation. And this chapter of your life closes and a new one begins. I hope the years ahead are filled with more great memories and continued success. Signed, Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force, Joanne Bass. We would also like to recognize the contributions of Sergeant Michael to her husband's career. Certificate reads, this presentation of certification from the United States of America, in grateful appreciation, the United States Air Force presents the certificate of recognition to Sergeant Michael for the commitment and numerous contributions that made positive impacts to the national defense. Thank you for the support which gave strength and purpose to your spouse's service. Signed, General Charles Q. Brown, Air Force Chief of Staff, and Colonel Michael P. Richard, Commander, 35th Fighter Wing. Sergeant Michael also received a certificate of appreciation from Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force. Certificate reads, this presentation of certification from the Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force on behalf of all Air Force airmen and their families, Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force presents the certificate of appreciation to Staff Sergeant Angelique Michael. I join your spouse, family, and friends in thanking you for the numerous contributions and sacrifices you made to support our United States Air Force. Your dedication gave strength and purpose to your spouse's service in defense of our nation. Signed, Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force, Joanne Bass. We would also like to acknowledge Master Sergeant Michael's children, his son Colton in his attendance, and his other children, Kaylee and Julisse, who could not be here with us today, for their contributions to their father's career. Certificate reads, this presentation of certification from the United States Air Force and grateful appreciation the U.S. Air Force presents this certificate of recognition to Kaylee, Julisse, and Colton for their commitment and numerous contributions that made positive impacts to the nation's defense. Thank you for the support you gave and strength and to purpose to your father's service. The 35th Maintenance Squadron would also like to present a shadow box to Master Sergeant Michael. Would Master Sergeant Pfeiffer, 35th Maintenance Superintendent, or 35th Maintenance Squadron Lead Production Superintendent, and Master Sergeant Aaron Parkinson, 13th FGS Phase Flight Chief, come forward for the presentation of the retirement shadow box. The shadow box is rich in military tradition, a vestige of years of selfless military service, simple yet powerful. The box represents your dedication to duty and personal sacrifice you have made throughout your career. The ribbons, more than mere threads, reflect the person who wore the uniform of the United States Air Force. Each device is really affirmation of your outstanding service. The rank insignia are on the box. Are they made sacrifices your family made to support your military service? May you display the shadow box in prominent place to all who see it will know that you, Master Sergeant Michael, served your country with dedication, sacrifice, and above all else, with honor. Thank you, Master Sergeant Pfeiffer and Sergeant. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a great honor that I present you, Master Sergeant Clayton J. Michael, United States Air Force, retired. The men and women of the 35th Maintenance Squadron are proud to have served with you, Master Sergeant Michael. We wish him and his family continued success in the next chapter. Ladies and gentlemen, as we come to an end, please rise for the playing of
I got it.
The floor is yours.
There you go. It's all right.
All right. Wow. Yeah, this is awesome. Thank you. Thank you for everything. Thank you for being here. Thank you for putting up with me. Thank you for serving with me. Thank you for your guidance, your mentorship, your wisdom, your friendship. Yeah. I thought with everybody like being downrange at BK and PCS season and everything, I honestly didn't think anybody would be here. So again, thank you for being here. I generally appreciate it. Sincere thank you to my commander, Major Pardini. Thank you so much for officiating. It's an honor. Thank you. It was a wonderful speech. Major Rogers, thank you for being here. My old DO for the production office. Yeah. Chief Simon, thank you. Second base in a row being stationed with you. So I appreciate you guys being here, and obviously everybody else for taking the time out of their day. What's up, Ian? Again, Chaplain Farley, I appreciate it, sir. That was a wonderful invocation. Airman Mendez, great rendition of both anthems. So, Honor Guard, thank you also. And that should pretty much cover everybody. Except my parents. Big thank you to you, obviously. You know, thank you for making me.
Let's start there. That's a good start.
You know,
That's a good start.
But obviously, thank you for everything throughout my young life and even my career. Thank you for being here and making the trip. I love you guys. So today, it marks the end of a chapter in my life. It's defined me in more ways than I can express. After 21 years of service, I am done and retiring from the United States Air Force. It's been a journey filled with challenges, triumphs, but above all, incredible people. It's not going to be the last time I say that. To be honest, I'm not ready to go. I'm not. I love the Air Force. I love serving my country. I love fixing airplanes. But when it's time, it's time. And everybody will come to that determination when it suits them. So it is bittersweet. I'm sad to go, but it's definitely time. This is a young man's game, I'm telling you. I don't know if it's me getting older or the aircraft getting older or a combination of both, but it's getting rough out there. So honestly, I never thought about joining the military. Never had an inclination, a desire as I was growing up. I left California, I moved to Phoenix. I was just working normal, odd jobs. I was actually a bartender for a couple years, but I was living right next to Luke. So I became friends with a lot of people that were stationed there. And as I got older, I didn't have a career. I didn't have a job that gave me a purpose or fulfillment, and I wanted that. I hate school. So I knew I would never go to college. So I'm like, how can I get a good job that has that purpose, that has that fulfillment without any sort of education, formal education? And talking with my friends that were stationed at Luke, it started to sound like a pretty sweet gig. So finally at the age of 24, I joined. As I started to make rank and acclimate to the Air Force culture, I came to the realization that you kind of need school. One of the reasons I joined the Air Force, so I didn't have to go to school, but for the young people, please take advantage. Please take advantage of everything that you are given. I just started collecting everything I could get my hands on, because I'm like, remember, I don't like school. So I just collected everything. Even if it didn't count towards my CCF, I'm like, just collect it. Yep, that sounds good, haven't done that, let's do it. So I was able to get my first CCAF by taking one class. I did not collect math, didn't even try. So I took that class, but take one class and you got an associate's degree. You can't beat it. You know, and as I progressed, like the major said, got another one, and then finally my bachelor's. Yes, thank you, because she was going to school, so I'm like, you can't one-up me. But yeah, I've had an amazing career, like the major touched on. I've worked every aircraft that the Air Force has in their arsenal. I feel very blessed to say that, because a lot of AFSCs, you know, you're shredded and you're stuck on one airframe. So it's been an amazing opportunity. Got to see the world, been to 5 continents, been assigned to 6 MAGCOMs, ended with a total of 41 trips for deployments, TUIs, MRTs, so I feel very blessed. The core values, I kind of feel like it's just more of a motto or a saying, and we kind of take it for granted. I have been guided by these core values: the integrity first, service before self, excellence in all we do. These have not only shaped my professional life, but my personal values. I strive to take care of people, whether it's my fellow airmen, civilians, supervisors, doesn't matter, or those in the communities that we serve. Our airmen are what have motivated me and driven me to do what's right, even if it's not popular, and even if it means sacrificing my own professional aspirations. One of the greatest downfalls and sacrifices of military life is time spent away from family. It's even harder mill to mill. Like, we high-five each other in and out the door. Like, okay, you're back, see ya. But I'm deeply grateful to my loved ones for their unwavering support and understanding throughout my career. Their strength and resilience have been my anchor. I'm excited to finally have more time to spend with them and create new memories together. Huge shout out to my wife, my rock, my best friend, best human being I know, an amazing mother, and an even better NCO, if I may say so. So, she'll be getting 100% of the man, but 50% of the paycheck. I want to go back to people, because I can't stress this enough. I've just had the privilege of meeting some truly remarkable individuals in my career. The relationships I formed, personal, professional, they had a lasting impact on me. Mentors who guided me along the way, friends who became family. Each person has played a role in shaping who I am today. I mean, that is really the biggest thing I've enjoyed about my career. Sure, travel, sure, you get to see new places, you get to work on some pretty cool things, but the people is what I'm taking away. That is what brought me the most joy. So, one of the worst things about the military, you form relationships, you make friends, and then you gotta leave. Every 3 years, whatever it is. One of the best things about the military, you form these relationships and then you leave. And then you get to make new ones. Like, so, thank you, Sergeant Henderson, Airman Brooks, fellow field choppers. Just 2 of the hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people that I've had the honor and privilege to work with. Airman Brooks, just watching you become an amazing airman, turning around all the additional duties in the shop, getting married, giving back to the community, became a victim advocate. So thank you for what you do. Ty, man, he's a unique one. Amazing airman, amazing airman. It's been awesome to watch you grow into your own, become an NCO, become a leader yourself. But to this day, he is the only person I've met through my entire career that stands at parade rest when I talk to him at a bar. Don't change. So, I mean, everybody's unique, and you get to experience so many different aspects of these interpersonal relationships, and I will never forget that. I've made a lot of friends for life. One of my shops, Mountain Home, 15 years ago, the same 12 people for the last 15 years, we have done the exact same fantasy football league for 15 years. Like, you make these long-lasting connections. Small Air Force, we're gonna probably run into each other again. Chief, back-to-back bases, what's up? But one of my oldest friends in life, a guy named Ryan Campbell, he was an airman when I was a bartender, and he's one of the people that kind of talked me into it, like Air Force is a pretty sweet gig. He ended up retiring out of Misawa, and he still works here as a contractor. So, I mean, you make long-lasting relationships, and I genuinely appreciate that in the experiences I've had. Younger airmen that I've had the privilege, like I already talked about a couple here, you have inspired me with your dedication, passion, and resilience. My advice to you is simple: never lose sight of your values. Never lose sight of your values. Take care of each other, never stop learning and growing. Future of the Air Force is in your hands, and I have no doubt that you will continue to uphold the proud traditions of our service. As I embark on this new chapter of my life, I leave you with this timeless phrase: the only limit to your impact is your imagination and commitment. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you for allowing me to serve alongside you. It's been an honor and a privilege. Aim high, fly, fight, win, and thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we come to an end, please rise for the playing of the Air Force song and the departure of the official party. Guests are invited to personally congratulate the Michael family and attend a small reception at the rear of the room.
Off we go into the wild blue yonder, climbing high into the sun. Here they come, zooming to meet our thunder. Adam down, give her the gun, give her the gun. Down we dive, spouting our flames from under. Off with one hell of a roar. We live in fame or down in flames. Hey, nothing can stop the U.S. Air Force.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our ceremony. Thank you for attending. Yes, sir.
You're a devil age, y'all.
Yeah.